automation lens here, okay? Because we hear about process orchestration, right? Process improvement. And many organizations still say, I don't have a process, I have business to run. What are you talking about? So where is this whole universe in terms of, yes, many went through digital transformation, right? You had to overnight, right? But where is this automation angle in a way that what needs to be automated next, in 2021 and beyond?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, Irene, because I actually think some people have got confused by what they mean by digital transformation. What a lot of organizations have done is transform or implement digital in parts of their organization. So maybe they've done it in the back office, and what COVID taught them was that you need to implement automation and digitization in the front, middle, and back office. So what was thought to be digital transformation maybe is not. Digital transformation itself involves not just implementing technology, but it involves new ways of working, being more agile, listening a lot more to your customers, allowing you to react a lot faster than you ever had before. The willingness, and this is a tough one for firms, to build product, build web and digital interfaces and throw them away maybe or 12 or 18 months later to keep pace with ever demanding customers who are used to getting what I call the Amazon experience. I want it now. I want it with one click. I want to be told what's next, and I want you to provide arguably great service at a time of day on a channel that I want you to provide. And I think organizations are learning that actually we can digitally transform, but it's bigger than we think we can. We initially thought, but all of the technologies are there. Organizations themselves, and this is one that I have a personal argument and a personal favor for, whether people say they've processes or not, organizations are made up of a collection of processes. And rather than having centers of automation expertise or centers of IT expertise or this, that, and the other, can you imagine if you'd an organization center of process excellence? Would that actually remove all the politics in work where we're the finance team, we're the HR team, we're the IT team, we're the automation team? What if your responsibility was to make a process as most efficient, as most wonderful from a customer NPS and an employee NPS and experience point of view as possible? What if your objective was to make that as least attritional and as most profitable as you could do? I wonder if we applied a process lens to everything that we did and managed to control the processes on all a paradigm or a list of criteria that make them wonderful. Could we actually drive organizational performance a lot better? So I'm actually a fan of processes to the extent that if I had a magic wand, it would be centers of process excellence, remove the politics and get everybody focused on outcomes and making sure that process funnel is as efficient and lean as can be and as wonderful as an experience as can be for customer employees as well.
Absolutely. So let's bring that process lens, which is very practical, very day-to-day, less sexy than emerging tech, we all love to hear about, okay? So let's bring it up a notch in a way that where emerging technologies or maturing AI technology now helping to get those insights, helping to gain that productivity in processes and companies.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that now. This is the interesting bit, and there's almost a little bit of flavor of the month. And let me explain that. At one stage, RPA was the flavor of a month. It could do absolutely everything, a bit like building a house with a screwdriver. You suddenly and quickly discovered that you couldn't. You discovered that if RPA was the clickety-click, in other words, it did the things that were quite manual and mundane, it was great at that. But when it came to the thinkety-think, in other words, where you needed the AI and the other tools like OCR to see, NLP to learn how to speak or interpret, AI to learn how to make decisions and judgments, it didn't take long for organizations to work that one out. What they've now discovered is, actually, all of the tooling is there. And that's arguably the product set is fantastic. All of the skills are there, i.e. the skill sets are fantastic. There's not so much a shortage to a degree of talent in the market. Now what they're discovering, it's the mindset becomes the challenge, i.e. how do we get people to transform not only the firm digitally, but their mindset to a view of there's constantly going to be change. We need to work across silos. We need to deliver a great employee and customer experience every single time we approach something, and we may need to throw it away. And what we're doing today may not be good enough tomorrow. And we're going to have to constantly train and retrain and get into a mindset of continuous incremental improvement. And that's not only about business performance or process performance, that's about, and revenue performance. That's about learning and having this understanding that lifelong learning is going to be a thing. And every day you compete for the right to compete tomorrow, a sense of what I call digital Darwinism. Those companies that really get that concept and transform their processes and understand what the processes are doing and how they can deliver, if they understand that and work digitally to deliver, changing product set, skill set, and mindset, they're going to be the winners. The organizations that don't understand the processes, that lack control, for want of a better phrase, of the processes and their culture and the way the organizations work and the value that they have to deliver for the customers, and maybe lose sight of their customers as they work from what I describe as the inside out, as opposed to the outside customer view in. Those are the companies that I regret to say, and I take no pleasure on it, are going to go extinct a little bit like a set of dinosaurs. I actually love the idea of process mining technology. Surely, and the answer is it is there. There is technology there that you can point onto computer desktops, that you can watch and monitor everything that's happening, that it can use AI to come up with the best optimal process possible, as long as you can configure the AI to say it's not just about being really efficient, but it's about delivering profitable outcomes. It's about delivering a great customer experience, and it's about delivering a great staff experience. And as customers, or as the market changes, wouldn't it be amazing, Irene, if the AI was intelligent enough to think forward and start to adjust the process and the automation and the code and the web forms and the suggestions as to next best action and the training and the requirements all around everything that's happening, as if the AI was a pulse or a checker of the pulse in the business all the time? The process mining tool looking at the arteries of the business and see how that exists, with that AI acting as the heart and the direction and the head and the judgment and the decision-making tool to help the organization, its people in the business, navigate forward. That's the bit where I describe as not so much predictive, understanding what's happening, but prescriptive. I see where you need to go and start automatically adjusting a living, breathing system underneath the hub of all of that technology and enterprise buildings and culture and whatever else.